I'm Dr. Ganesh Rao, Director of MITCON. We have a very interesting topic, changing dynamics in higher education in the globalized context. The few basics we should have in mind. First thing, economy and education, both are very closely interconnected. No country in this world has ever developed without spending the highest possible expenditure on education and human resources. There's no country. So if we go a bit ahead, we all see these buzzwords today going on, unemployable, not employable. These are kind of creating doubts in the mind of young students. Globalized curriculum, globalized context. Now let's go a bit into our Indian economy. 140 crores is the population, 140 crores. Between the age of 5 to 24, we have 50 crore population, half of that, a bit less than half of that. We have got 900 universities, 40,000 colleges, 9 lakh faculty members, and 3.5 crore of students in higher education. 3.5 crore out of 140 crores. Now when we see the media, we read the newspapers, there's a large amount of panic, education getting saturated, some polytechnics closing down, engineering colleges closing down. Is there a problem? Is there a problem? I think we as educationists, we have to take lead role and address that there's no problem, there is a slight mismatch. It's a mismatch, and that mismatch has to be just tuned right. If we panic, the next generation panics. And the entire, then in this changing dynamics, people think that, we have always to keep changing our education. Friends, believe us, believe me, today even Chanakya's management strategies are still relevant today after 1,000 years. So friends, basics of education is always going to be the same. Now, a bit of technology here and there, but the fundamentals of education are always going to remain the same. So we need to give that confidence to the young generation. Young generation today, if you see, is in a lot of stress and needless and mindless competition, needless and mindless opportunities, and I would say a lot of alternatives, a lot of scare we are creating. Now what we are doing as faculty members, we are in pursuit of PhDs. Everybody is in a pursuit of PhDs. Now if we go the other way and do the PhDs in the real sense that we have about 500 districts in this country and we got about 9 lakh faculty members, we distribute ourselves and find out what is the education that is needed to develop my district and work in that pattern. Now that is what we need. We need relevance of education to economy. Why should we ape the US economy? What can we learn from the US economy? Because it's just an upper crest of the population that is globally connected. Global connected is only upper crest. The mass lives in 20th century, 19th century, and some of it also lives in 18th century. So we should shift our emphasis towards more production, more of production, creating a production economy. Service economy is there. But if India has to develop, the service economy cannot drive the nation into development and develop a nation into a dominant economy. So we as educationists have to look at the few figures that I spoke in right at the beginning. 140 crore population, 50 crores between that, 3.5 crores of higher education. A lot of gaps are there, a lot of opportunities are there. If we just look at what we should deliver, the mismatch and how we can fill in those gaps and with confidence march on, there is a lot of things to do. We need to ape at the Chinese economy, which is more production oriented. Same socio-economic pattern is there. Just a minute and I'll finish. A lot of socio-economic equalities are there between India and China. So if we need to have a globalized context, let's follow China. China from cultural point of view, from social point of view, from economic point of view, more or less the same. So let us go that way and let us march ahead as confident faculties. Thank you so much.
Thank you.